We're going to go through how the elements of door knocking work. But what we do is, since everybody is strangers and a lot of people aren't comfortable and don't feel going to talk to people in their homes is normal or effective, it helps to have a structure of what you want to get done in the conversation. Sort of an outline, if you will, of things that you want to make sure you accomplish so you don't forget. Not surprisingly, when you first go to visit somebody, how do you start?
Say hi.
Hello is really, I don't know what it's still a good icebreaker. Yeah, they call them icebreakers or something. It's a good way to start. Hello, how you doing, whatever. Introduce yourself. And you're not part of an AA group, give them your whole name. You know, if it's Wade Rathke, tell them you're Wade Rathke, or, you know, James Smith. You're not just Jane, really. I'm not just Wade. I just showed up at their house. I'm a stranger. I don't want them to call the cops. I'm going to tell them who I am. And what else am I going to tell them?
Why are you looking on their door?
Who said what?
Why are you there?
Well, yeah. Why the hell are you there? You know, because this is what they're thinking is, okay, you're Wade Rathke. Why are you here at my door? So, you want to say,
establish that you're a neighbour or part of the same.
Yeah, I'm there because I'm with ACORN Bristol and we're talking to people throughout the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I wanted to know if I could have a couple minutes to talk with them about what everybody in the neighborhood is starting to say about issues. So I'm establishing myself immediately. And I'll say, and a lot of people don't, but I try to train people, I'll say, you probably heard of ACORN already. Now, as all of you know, ACORN Bristol is a figment of your imagination this room. This is, you know, another one of those pipe dreams you're trying to make real. And this is, in many languages, in many places of the world, I've said, you probably know of ACORN already, and you would be shocked to know how many people, the first time you've ever talked about ACORN, you know, I think you're right. I think I have heard of ACORN before. Because you're building an expectation. You're telling people something that's positive. If they're thinking themselves, you know, maybe I should have heard of it. Well, if I should have heard it, you know, and I've been doing this work long enough that things that we always did, now they're fancy names for, you know, and there are economists who speak of something called choice architecture. That is fascinating to me because so much of almost all human communication is, so in a choice architecture, if I'm saying, have you heard of ACORN, I'm really giving people a fairly clear choice that yes is probably the right answer. So you're already and part of what you always do, and we'll get to engagement or whatever, I'm looking for yeses. I'm not looking for a whole bunch of no's. I'm making this a positive experience. I'm very clear in the introduction, not only who I am, but that I'm not going to be here long. And I ask if I can come in and talk to them. Why would I ask if I can come in and visit? Because I don't like English porches, because it's raining and miserable most of the time here. Why would I want to come in?
To hear what they have to say, to listen to that.
Okay, because I want to hear what they have to say. What else?
Might be other people in there.
What?
You might be able to speak to like 2 or 3 people.
That's a very good point, Annie, because I might be able to see who else is there. So if, you know, a 16-year-old kid answers the door, I almost got to get in, or I've got to somehow convince that kid on 2 seconds that I've got to get him or her to get the parents down, or some adult or whatever, because I'm really not organizing a youth group. I'm organizing a community. But why else might I want to come in?
Build trust and relationship.
Because that's their turf. This is their home. I'm inviting them to an organization. They're inviting me into their home. I'm making them make a decision in a cultural way fairly quickly. Are they comfortable having me in? 1 second I'm a stranger, next thing you know I'm in their home. Now if they say no, I don't like put my foot in the door, break it down, put a knee through it, you know, say, I don't make a big deal of it, but, you know, hey, but I'll ask if I can come in because it's easier to talk to them. This will only take a minute, I promise you. We're going to talk with the neighborhood, but it's probably easier to talk inside than outside. And if I act like they're going to, once again, If I'm asking in a way that makes it clear that I expect they will ask me in, it's amazing how many times they will. Now, depending on the neighborhood or whatever, there are all kinds of tricks organizers have. I always organized with 3x5 index cards when I was first starting out, clipboards later. I don't need to be the smoothest thing. I'll drop all my papers on the porch, and then they'll open the door and help me, and it's easier for them sometimes to let me inside. So and it makes such a big difference. It's worth it for me to have learned a variety of techniques. So I've got, lines I'll say, I've got tricks I'll do. I mean, I want to establish relationships so that they'll actually hear what I've got to say, and I can really listen to what they believe. So you're trying to, from the very introduction, you're trying to lay out the key principles.